Okay, I actually have to say that in spite of waking up later than what I would have liked, I actually made pretty decent time when it came to getting dressed and starting my video. Because I had my alarm set for like 5, but I just could not get out of bed at all. It was just, I think it was like almost quarter of when I finally like got out of bed and just, no, I think it was 20 of when I got out of bed. 20 of 6, by the way. And like, yeah, I mean, normally I also do a little bit of housekeeping a little bit, clean up some stuff. And I did a little, but at the same time, I'm like, nah, I just want to get this video started. It's already, let's be honest, today's Monday. It's going to feel like a long day on a Monday. It always does feel like a long day on a Monday. Even when it's a good day, it feels like a long day on a Monday. So, my low... Well, really, my low is just something silly and arbitrary, but I kind of got in a bit of an argument with my mom last night. Nothing major or anything, but at the same time, not really the best way to end off a weekend, considering that, I'll be honest, this weekend really wasn't that great, but when you stop to consider the fact that, it was the last Sunday where, for the most part, I'm not going to be, home or at my folks' place or anything because, Keuka Lake. It's kind of sad that that's how it ended. Oh, well, it is what it is. My high, though, my high yesterday was, being with my family I haven't seen since September because of, the pandemic and everything. And, we got to celebrate my baby cousin Oliver's birthday. It was a really nice day. Actually, I'll talk about the birthday in a few minutes. And, I say a few minutes, pretty much after I do the intro. And my act of kindness was, even though I was a guest at, the party, I still tried to, help anyone out, anyone who needed it. Like, for instance, because obviously my grandma was there, and normally someone get, something to drink for, and, there were hors d'oeuvres, so I got her an hors d'oeuvre plate as well. So, yeah, it was really good to my grandma yesterday. So I really like that. All in all, up until the end, it was a pretty good day. Good morning, happy Monday, everybody. So, where do I begin with the birthday party yesterday? For starters, the theme was barnyard animals. Chickens, ducks, pigs, cows, you name it. All the farm animals. There was like, when you got to like the party table, there was like a balloon hanging off of each chair. And it alternated like, you had like one black and white balloon. Obviously the black and white was, cow design. Big sort of blotch spots all over the balloon, whatever, like you see on a cow. And in between those, it was just like a regular color. Like, the one I had was like, I want to say it was like brown, maroonish type color. But, it was nice. We had like barnyard animal stickers, barnyard animal shaped balloons. I felt kind of, here's the thing. I want to make one thing understand. My baby cousin had a great time at his own party. Problem is, I just felt kind of bad that he was the only legit child there. I know why, because, the pandemic and everything. But, being the only kid at a birthday party is kind of, don't get me wrong, I've been the only technical, quote-unquote, kid at a birthday party before. But this is usually when I was a lot older than 4 years old. Like, I remember being at my late grandfather's place when we had family and guests over. And my parents weren't around. My brother wasn't around. Like, for the most part, I was completely on my own. Don't get me wrong, it was great. I loved it. But, some kids may not be able to grasp the situation like, okay, I'm the only kid there. maybe I should probably follow what the adults are doing and try my best to act like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was smart enough to do that when I was a kid, but some kids might not be, and that's fine. Kids should be allowed to be kids. I mean, you're only gonna get that opportunity once. Trust me, I know. Let's see what they have in terms of food. Let's see. There was a vegetable platter with some sort of like garden herb ranch dipping sauce. Mini cocktail weenies with little toothpicks so you can just grab it up and eat them. That was really nice. What else was there? Cheese and pepperoni board with crackers. Actually, there was like several different kinds. It was like a sort of like, not a pimento spread, but it was like a pimento spread. It just didn't have pimentos in it. Like, I don't really know how to describe it. They had like individually wrapped like little cheeses. Like one was smoked Gouda and one was like, garden herb, I think. Or garlic herb. Garlic herb. That's what it was. There was like little tiny slices of cheese that were, I'm pretty sure they were Colby Jack. Because it was like yellow with white spots. Or perhaps it was white with yellow spots. We may never know. So I'm pretty sure that was Colby Jack. There was like olives on that plate too, but quite honestly, I don't really go for the olives. There was shrimp and cocktail sauce. That might have actually been about it for the cocktail food. As for the actual main food, it was really more, picnic food. Like, there was burgers and hot dogs with, all the condiments you could have. Onions, relish, ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, you name it. Baked beans, homemade potato salad, carrots. There was fruit. There was kind of like a vegetable platter, but it was fruit, which had grapes, pineapple, watermelon, cantaloupe, and honeydew, which I actually really like that stuff, and I'm glad about that time of year where we're going to get more of an abundance of it. Because in case you haven't noticed, don't get me wrong, the food that we normally associate with eating during winter, the comfort foods, cheese and butter and dairy and, cinnamon, all the winter type stuff that we've had over the last several months and even into some spring too, if you're one of those people. That's all great. But at the same time, at this time of year, I'm craving fresh fruit, tomatoes, olive oil, light vinegars, stuff that, it's starting to get hot out, some cool, refreshing type food would be great right now. And we're pretty much there, thankfully. So that's nice. And, it was a wonderful dinner, had great conversations and everything. Then we got to, dessert, which, it's a birthday party. There's going to be cake. It was just a simple vanilla cake from Sam's Club, I believe. It was a good cake, all in all. Very serviceable, delicious, white cake. There was also a raspberry pie from Oakfield Farms. Hold on. I'll look it up later. But I've never actually had raspberry pie before. It was very good. I really liked it. The ice cream they had there was an ice cream from Perry's called All-American, which I've never actually had before. It was pretty good. I liked it. All-American, for those of you who don't know what that is, the theme is supposed to be red, white, and blue. And so red, white, and blue. The white would obviously be vanilla ice cream. The red was maraschino cherries. And the blue was black cherry swirls. Okay, not what I would call a substitute for blue, but it tasted pretty good. I didn't mind that at all. So yeah, I don't know. It was a very wonderful, quiet sort. Well, I say quiet. I mean, my little cousin really was, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a little kid, so they're gonna be loud and rambunctious, especially on their birthday. But when he wanted to yell, man, he really yelled. And I'm just thinking of what my mom would have said. It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to, you know. But it was a great time. And honestly, yeah, being a little kid, he did little kid things. But when his parents told him to say, you know, what do we say? And he's like, thank you. So there was like one point where he walked up and hugged like every individual in the room. We're like all sitting down at the table. He just walked up like, just lean. He didn't like try and like reach out and hug. He just like walk up to someone like, I mean, the thought counts at least. You know, honestly, I think that's actually more effort into saying thank you and appreciating what everyone did than my brother and I did when we were growing up. I mean, we had a tough one, man. We had to write thank you notes. Oh, I hated writing thank you notes so much. I did. And what's worse is we got older, we had to write the addresses to the thank you notes too. Oh, that was awful. I hated that. Oh. I mean, I already said thank you once. Why didn't you do it again? Oh, I know why I didn't do it again, because some gifts I would receive for like birthdays and Christmas were from people that aren't from the area, so mailing them a thank you card or thank you note is technically the right thing to do. Plus, after all this time, at least from my mom's side of the family, I know everyone's address by heart. I'll never forget I once used this. My aunt from Colorado, you know, we're saying goodbye and everything, or I forget what we were doing, but this is actually a really funny story. I said, be on your best behavior. I know where you live. I have the thank you notes to prove it. So, yeah. Because again, not only did I write the thank you notes, but I also would write out the addresses to everyone, you know. My aunts, my family from Colorado, Massachusetts. Technically, I don't really have anyone who lives in Boston. I mean, I have family that lives in the suburbs? There's multiple suburbs of Boston. So, yeah, there's that. Don't worry, I'm not going to say their addresses here because, I'm not going to do that. It was fun, you know. Another cool thing that happened yesterday, and understand, I'm obviously not like a big expert on this particular sport, but the PGA happened yesterday, and, even though I don't really pay attention to golf, obviously I know some of the big names of golf are, Tiger Woods, Jordan Spieth, Phil Mickelson. I've obviously heard of those. I mean, again, I can say their names because I know they're famous people. I'm not even a fan of golf, and I know who they are. And the interesting thing about yesterday is Phil Mickelson actually won. And at age 50, as in, obviously 50, he's the oldest man to ever win a majors. Not only that, but he's also probably the most famous left-handed golfer in the history of the game. I'll never actually forget this. Like, this is back when I was like a senior in high school when Cartoon Network was doing like sort of like short things about, kids doing big things or whatever. And there was this one like 6-year-old golfer who was like the best, like in terms of his age, the best golfer in the world. Again, he's only 6 years old. And he's also a lefty. And he actually had like a signed sort of autograph from Phil Mickelson saying, from one lefty to another, from Phil Mickelson. So, as soon as I saw that, oh, okay, I can get behind Phil Mickelson. And, no, he's not like, he doesn't have the prestige as Tiger Woods. And he obviously doesn't have nearly as major wins as Tiger Woods or Jack Nicklaus. But for who he is, he's awesome. So, yeah. Congratulations, Phil Mickelson. That was pretty spectacular. And I was actually watching it with my father at the very end. So, like, literally as soon as, you know, we got home, we started watching it. It was great. So, yeah. It was a pretty decent day overall. I can't find any complaints here. Now we just have to tread through this week until we get to the weekend. Because I'll be able to lake this weekend. Like, favorite, share, subscribe button, follow me on social plans, and news. I'm very humble in this video. For all you guys watching, don't forget, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Remember, you guys on Tiger Channel. We'll be here to land. I was right back. Take care. Make good choices. I did that all in one breath. See ya.